When people talk about power, they usually think about money, muscle, status, or influence. They think power comes from something outside of them. But the truth is much deeper than that. The most powerful weapon you will ever possess is not in your hands. It is not in your bank account, and it is not in someone else's approval. Your greatest weapon is your mind. Every success story you have ever heard started with thought. Every empire that was built, every invention that changed the world, every athlete who broke records, and every person who rose from nothing to something began with one thing, a decision inside their mind. But here's the problem. Most people walk through life without realizing the power they carry inside their own heads. They underestimate it. They ignore it. They let other people program it. And when that happens, the same mind that could have made them unstoppable becomes the thing that holds them back. Your mind can be your greatest weapon. But if you don't control it, it can also become your greatest enemy. Think about it. The same mind that can push you wake up at 5 a.m., train harder than everyone else, build a business, and chase your dreams can also convince you to stay in bed, procrastinate, doubt yourself, and give up before you even try. The difference between success and failure is not luck. It is not talent. It is not where you were born. It is how well you control your mind. The reality is that most people are not defeated by their circumstances. They are defeated by their thoughts. They say things like, "I'm not good enough. I can't do this. It's too late for me. What if I fail?" And the moment those thoughts take control, their actions change. Their energy disappears. Their belief fades. And slowly, without even realizing it, they begin to shrink their own potential. But the truth is that your mind is programmable, just like a computer. Whatever you feed it repeatedly becomes your reality. If you feed it doubt, fear, and negativity, it will produce hesitation and weakness. But if you feed it belief, discipline, and focus, it will produce confidence, resilience, and unstoppable drive. The strongest people in the world understand the secret. They don't just train their bodies. They train their minds. Because when your mind becomes strong, everything else follows. Your actions become sharper. Your focus becomes clearer. Your decisions become stronger. And suddenly the obstacles that once looked impossible start to look like challenges you are ready to face. But building a powerful mind does not happen overnight. Just like building muscle in the gym, mental strength requires repetition, pressure, and discomfort. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you strengthen your mind. Every time you push forward when things get hard, you strengthen your mind. Every time you silence the voice that says quit, you sharpen your greatest weapon. Most people avoid difficult situations because they think struggle is a sign that something is wrong. But in reality, struggle is a training ground for your mind. Pressure creates strength. Adversity builds resilience. Challenges force you to grow. If life were always easy, your mind would never evolve. Imagine a soldier going into battle without training. It would be chaos. But through intense training, repetition, and pressure, that soldier learns how to stay calm, focused, and effective even in the middle of chaos. Your life works the same way. The challenges you face are not there to destroy you. They are there to train your mind. And the people who understand this begin to look at hardship differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Instead of running from pressure, they step into it. Because they know something most people don't. Your mind grows stronger every time you refuse to break. But there's another reason why the mind is such a powerful weapon. Focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment, constant noise. Every day, millions of people lose hours of their lives scrolling, watching, and consuming things that bring them no closer to their goals. And slowly, their focus weakens. Their discipline fades. Their dreams become distant memories. But the people who achieve greatness understand the value of focus. They protect it like a weapon. Because when your mind is focused, your productivity multiplies. Your progress accelerates. And things that take others years to accomplish can happen in months. Focus is not just about working harder. It is about eliminating everything that weakens your mental power. It means learning to say no. It means protecting your time. It means choosing purpose over distraction. The truth is, every single day your mind is being shaped. by the content you consume, by the people you surround yourself with, by the thoughts you repeat. If you spend your time around negativity, your mind absorbs it. If you constantly listen to people who complain, doubt, and settle for mediocrity, eventually that mindset begins to influence you. But if you surround yourself with growth, ambition, and discipline, something powerful happens. Your standards rise. Your expectations change. Your belief expands. Because the environment around you plays a massive role in shaping the weapon inside your head. And this is why successful people are extremely careful about what they allow into their minds. They guard their thoughts. They protect their focus. They control their mental environment because they know that once the mind is strong, the body will follow. Once the mind believes, action becomes easier. Once the mind is disciplined, success becomes inevitable. But here is something most people don't realize. Your mind does not become powerful during the easy days. It becomes powerful during the hard ones, when things are going wrong, when motivation disappears, when progress feels slow, when doubt starts whispering in your ear. Those are the moments where your greatest weapon is either strengthened or weakened, because in those moments you have a choice. You can listen to the voice that tells you to quit, or you can rise above it. And every time you rise above it, your mind becomes sharper, stronger, and more dangerous than it was before. The people who dominate life are not the people who never feel fear. They are the people who refuse to let fear control their mind. They are the people who understand that thoughts are not commands. Just because your mind says something does not mean you have to obey it. And the moment you learn to challenge your own negative thoughts, something incredible begins to happen. You start taking back control. Control of your emotions, control of your decisions, control of your future. Because the truth is simple but powerful. The mind you build today will determine the life you live tomorrow. And the moment you truly understand that your mind is your greatest weapon, you stop wasting it on doubt, excuses, and fear. Instead, you begin sharpening it every single day through discipline, through focus, through relentless belief in what you are capable of becoming. And once that weapon becomes strong enough, nothing in this world will be able to stop you. There's a moment in every person's life when they realize something powerful. The biggest battles they will ever fight are not outside in the world, but inside their own mind. The outside world can throw challenges at you. It can create obstacles, failures, rejection, and uncertainty. But none of those things truly defeat you until your mind decides that the fight is over. That is why mastering your mind is one of the most important skills you will ever develop. Most people believe success is about motivation. They wait until they feel inspired, excited, or energized before they start working toward their goals. But motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up feeling powerful and ready to conquer the world. Other days you wake up tired, discouraged, and doubtful. If you depend on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. The people who achieve greatness understand something different. They understand that discipline is stronger than motivation, and discipline begins in the mind. Your mind must learn how to move forward even when you don't feel like it. There will be mornings when your alarm rings and every part of you wants to stay in bed. Your mind will begin to create excuses. It will say you are too tired, that you can start tomorrow, that skipping one day will not matter. That voice will sound convincing. But the people who build powerful lives do something different in that moment. They recognize that voice for what it is, resistance. And instead of listening to it, they act anyway. They get up, they start working, they move forward. And every time they do this, they strengthen the authority of their mind. Think of your mind like a leader and your body like a soldier. If the leader is weak, the soldier will hesitate. But if the leader is confident and disciplined, the soldier will act without question. When your mind gives clear commands, your actions follow. This is why self-control is such a powerful ability. The moment you learn to control your impulses, you begin to control your future. Most people live on autopilot. They react to emotions instead of controlling them. If they feel bored, they seek entertainment. If they feel uncomfortable, they avoid the situation. If something feels difficult, they look for the easiest way out. But growth does not happen inside comfort. Growth happens when your mind chooses the harder path. It happens when you decide to work while others are resting. It happens when you choose discipline over distraction. It happens when you push forward even when progress feels slow. One of the most dangerous traps your mind can fall into is comparison. In the age of social media, people constantly see the highlight reels of other people's lives. They see success, luxury, achievements, and recognition. And their mind begins to whisper something destructive. It tells them they are behind. It tells them they're not good enough. It tells them everyone else is winning while they are failing. But what most people don't see is the years of struggle behind every success story. They don't see the late nights, the sacrifices, the failures, and the relentless effort that built those achievements. Your journey is not supposed to look like someone else's. Your mind must learn to focus on progress instead of comparison. Because the moment you start comparing yourself to everyone else, you lose focus on your own path. And focus is the fuel of achievement. Imagine trying to light a fire using sunlight. If the sunlight is scattered, nothing happens. But if you concentrate through a magnifying glass, the energy becomes powerful enough to ignite flames. Your mind works the same way. Scattered attention produces weak results. Focused attention produces powerful outcomes. This is why the most successful people train their minds to eliminate distractions. They learn how to concentrate deeply on one goal at a time. They block out unnecessary noise. They prioritize what truly matters. And when you begin to train your mind this way, your productivity changes dramatically. Tasks that once felt overwhelming start to feel manageable. Goals that once felt distant begin to feel achievable. But perhaps the most important ability your mind can develop is resilience. Life will test you. No matter how strong, talented, or prepared you are, challenges will appear. Plans will fail. Opportunities will slip away. People may doubt you. Sometimes you may even doubt yourself. In those moments, your mind becomes a deciding factor. A weak mind looks at failure and says, "This proves I can't do it." A strong mind looks at failure and says, "This is part of the process." Failure is not the opposite of success. In many ways, it is the training ground that prepares you for it. Every mistake carries information. Every setback contains a lesson. Every difficult experience builds the mental endurance you will need later in life, but only if your mind is willing to learn from it. Some people allow failure to define them. They replay it in their mind again and again until it becomes a permanent belief. Others use failure as fuel. They study it, understand it, and then come back stronger. The difference between those two reactions is mindset, and mindset can be trained. Every day you have the opportunity to strengthen it. You strengthen it when you refuse to quit after setback. You strengthen it when you replace negative thoughts with constructive ones. You strengthen it when you remind yourself that progress takes time. Because the truth is, your mind is constantly shaping the direction of your life. If your thoughts are dominated by fear, doubt, and excuses, your actions will reflect those beliefs. But if your thoughts are built on determination, belief, and persistence, your actions will begin to reflect strength. And over time, those actions accumulate, day by day, decision by decision, effort by effort, until one day you look back and realize that the person you become is far stronger than the person you once were. That is the true power of mastering your mind. It doesn't just change your thoughts. It changes your entire life. One of the most powerful truths you will ever realize is that the mind believes whatever you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly tell yourself that something is impossible, your mind will start searching for reasons why it cannot be done. It will highlight every obstacle, every risk, and every possible failure until the goal begins to look unreachable. But when you start telling yourself a different story, something changes. Your mind begins searching for solutions instead of excuses. This is why self-talk matters so much. The conversations you have with yourself every single day quietly shape your reality. Most people are extremely careful about how they speak to others, but they are brutally negative when speaking to themselves. They criticize their mistakes. They replay their failures. They doubt their abilities. And over time, those thoughts slowly weaken their confidence. Imagine if a coach spoke to an athlete the same way many people speak to themselves. If the coach constantly said, "You're not good enough, you'll never win, why even try?" that athlete would eventually lose belief in their own potential. But great coaches do the opposite. They push their athletes, challenge them, and demand improvement, but they also build belief. They remind them of their strength, their progress, and their ability to grow. You must learn to become that coach for your own mind. This does not mean ignoring your weaknesses or pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing that improvement is possible and that every skill can be developed through effort and consistency. Your mind becomes stronger when you start focusing on progress instead of perfection. Perfection is an illusion that traps many people. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. But while they are waiting, time keeps moving forward. The people who achieve remarkable things are rarely the ones who start perfectly. They are the ones who start imperfectly but continue improving. They take action. They learn. They adjust. They grow. Every step forward gives their mind more evidence that progress is possible. Another critical factor that shapes your mind is the way you respond to fear. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions humans experience. It can either paralyze you or push you into action. The difference lies in how you interpret it. Most people see fear as a warning sign that they should stop. When something feels uncomfortable or uncertain, they assume it means they are not ready. But in many cases, fear simply means you are stepping into growth. Think about the first time you tried something difficult, whether it was speaking in front of people, starting a new job, launching a project, or chasing a big dream. Your heart probably raced. Your mind filled with doubts. Your confidence felt shaky. That feeling was fear. But if you moved forward anyway, something interesting happened. Over time, the fear started to fade, and your confidence began to grow. That is because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is a decision to act despite it. Every time you face something that scares you, your mind expands. Your comfort zone grows larger. Things that once felt impossible begin to feel normal. And this is how powerful minds are built. Not by avoiding difficulty, but by confronting it repeatedly. Eventually, you begin to trust yourself more. You realize that even if things go wrong, you have the ability to adapt and recover. That trust becomes the foundation for confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with. It is built through experience. It grows every time you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. The more challenges you face, the more evidence your mind collects that you are capable. And slowly your identity begins to change. You stop seeing yourself as someone who avoids problems. You begin to see yourself as someone who solves them. You stop seeing yourself as someone who gives up easily. You begin to see yourself as someone who pushes forward. Your mind starts to recognize a new pattern, resilience. And once resilience becomes part of your identity, something incredible happens. Obstacles no longer look like walls. They start to look like opportunities to become stronger, because by now you understand a powerful truth. Your mind is not just a place where thoughts appear. It is the command center of your entire life. Every action begins there. Every decision starts there. Every dream is either built or destroyed there. And when you finally learn how to control it, train it, and strengthen it, you unlock a level of power that most people never fully discover. In the end, the truth is simple but powerful. The life you build is a reflection of the mind you develop. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation begins in the same place, your thoughts. Long before success becomes visible in the world, it first becomes real inside the mind of the person who believes it is possible. But belief alone is not enough. Your mind must also be disciplined. It must learn to stay focused when distractions appear, to stay calm when challenges arise, and keep moving forward when progress feels slow. Because there will be moments when everything around you tries to shake your confidence. People may doubt your vision. Circumstances may test your patience. Results may take longer than you expected. Those are the moments when your greatest weapon is truly tested. A powerful mind does not collapse under pressure. It adapts, learns, and keeps pushing forward. The truth is that greatness is not reserved for a small group of extraordinary people. It belongs to those who are willing to strengthen their mind day after day, choice after choice, challenge after challenge. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you sharpen your weapon. Every time you replace doubt with determination, you strengthen your mindset. Every time you push beyond your limits, you expand what you believe is possible. Over time, these small decisions create a powerful transformation. The person who once questioned their abilities becomes someone who trusts their strength. And when that happens, the world begins to look different. Problems become puzzles. Fear becomes fuel. Obstacles become opportunities. Because once you truly understand that your mind is your greatest weapon, you stop waiting for the perfect moment. You create it.